Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Dal. It's a brand new month, which means that we got a brand new array of items on the trading post this time around, with the April's catalog featuring a lot of the items we data mined a while ago. These items are the ones that players were actually excited for, a lot of them being themed around the Darkmoon fair that we found out a while back, and many have been wondering if when are we going to be seeing them to the trading post, and it looks like this month is their time to shine. However, there's always a question with every single month's trading post is, should you open up your coin purse of tendies and spend them right now, or should you keep saving them until a good month comes around? That's why I wanted to do a detailed catalog of all these items, actually purchase them and see how they look in game, how they look on characters, just so you have a better idea whether you should save them or shouldn't save them. I also want to go over the monthly reward as well as how to get it completed as quickly as possible, especially if you're one of those players that's trying to get this done in a single sitting, which is very fun to do in my opinion. As always though, if you guys want to see more regular updates for the War Within expansion, be sure to follow the channel and subscribe. But otherwise, let's dive right in. So with the trading post, it definitely has been one of those well-received feature from the community. A lot of the items that they had, especially early on, were bangers. I mean, there's so much stuff that everybody wanted to buy. You felt like you never had enough tenders in order to buy up the entire catalog to add to your collection. However, over time, there's definitely been a bit of a vibe shift, and more players are likely to save the tendies month after month after month until actually good stuff comes around. And even the monthly awards have not been nearly as satisfactory for many that interact with this feature. They've definitely done a lot of cool stuff like the cutesy fairy pretty armor sets and weapon stuff. That has been awesome, but there's definitely been a lack of cool, badass, and even gritty looking sets, which we do know more is coming in 11.15. A lot of this molten full-on brutal armor and flames and Drustmore looking weapons. There's definitely a lot of cool stuff on the horizon, but this month's trading post, being April, features a variety of items that players data mined a while ago, items that players were actually excited for. But the question is, are these items still worth your tendies at the end of the day? And I kind of want to take a closer look at all the items, all the collections available this month specifically, as well as how to obtain them as quickly as possible. Had to log in on my EU account for this because on an A it's going to be, they're not available for a couple of hours at the very least. The first item on this list is the Darkmoon charger. These things were data mined quite a while back, and they have the full Darkmoon attire with a sigil. We got ourselves a banner. We got the clown hat thing going on with the head, as well as a green Nazathian looking eyeball as well as the violet Darkmoon charges. So you have at least a couple of these recolors, but apparently more is supposed to be on the horizon, and I wonder if potentially we could see a Darkmoon refresher in the future that features some of these items, or maybe they'll just appear in future months trading post inventories. But the charger does have its own flying colors of the Darkmoon fair, all the nice little details, so if you're a big fan of mounts, that's what I think is a pretty easy one to add to your collections. As for the other items that are available on Trading Post, we have ourselves the Ensemble of the Forest Dweller, basically a perfect gnome outfit if that's what you're looking for. And oddly, or maybe not so oddly, this mug looks absolutely perfect on a gnome character. So if you really just wanted to fully embrace that gnomish culture, you can make this your character's next heritage set. And you can get that set in 2 recolors, either with purple mushrooms and a purple hat, or go with the red. You also get a mount of the Emerald Snail, which is one of the more unique mounts that was available during Dragonflight. I guess it's very similar to other snail mounts, but the Crystal Snail specifically, those you could only obtain way back then. So unless you're going to be going back to the Zarelek Caverns, I think it's called, this could be another opportunity for you to add yet another mount to your collection. We also got Darkmoon weapons to go with the Darkmoon set, like a Topsy Curvy Clown's die, and there's 2 variations for it, the purple as well as the green, which looks kind of awesome. We got the Topsy Curvy Clown's blade, which we have the green variation, but also we have a purple variation as well. We also got a set of cleavers in purple and in green. I first wanted to find out, I don't even know what you call those gesture little like hat bell things on the side. I wanted to see if those move around with the weapons, but they are static. If you do want to add this as part of like your Harlequin set, I think they'll kind of neat, but I was really hoping for some moving parts personally. For the 2-handed joyers, we also have a double-bladed blooming garden trowel, which is essentially a shovel attached to a stick with the shovel used as a blade on both ends. So if you're a gnome that chooses violence, then you could add this weapon to your collection. We got another Prowler set, this time camo edition, which I'm a big fan of, as there's quite a lot of green sets that could be combined with that of a hunter, as well as the shoulder cape parts in order to go with it as well. I actually really like the color in these. I think there's a lot of low fantasy hunter sets that could use the shoulders and either the masked hoodie or just the normal hood that could go really well together on many hunters. Then we got the regular assortment of things like the long camo war skirt and leg wrappings, as well as the plum variation, as well as the short skirt variation of it. You got the vigilante mask that matches as well, long camo war skirt, as well as the plum variation, short camo, plum variation, banded camo slippers, as well as the variations of them, again plum, as well as the camo versions. And with it being April, we also have ourselves the Noble Garden event, which will be happening around the 21st on, I think, both on the A and EU realms. And with that, we have some more of the returning Noble Garden attire. So for those returning items, we have the ensemble of the Spring Revelers Lavender collection, which you can get a recolor from the event itself. We have the Lavender Apparel, which again, there's going to be a variation that you can get from the event as well. Delicate Silk Parasol, which has a little bit of this like golden white cream color to it. Depending on the lighting, it looks a little more yellow, and in shade it looks a little bit less so. Even if you're not going to be using this for cosmetics, it still is a useful tool to pick up, as it has a slow fall effect that even works in instances like dungeons, or at least it used to for Mythic Plus dungeons for a good bit. Pretty sure it still does to this day. So if you're a class that can't really prevent gravity from taking you, definitely pick up at least a parasol just as a useful item for open world and endgame activities potentially. To wrap it up, we have the Champion's Jade Cleaver and the Gloves of the Violet Gala. As for the monthly reward, we have the Topsy-Turvy Clown's Mask and the Topsy-Turvy Jester's Mask, which is a bird mask with a Darkmoon flair to it. It does have a nice touch of feathers that move around as you jump around and with the physics and whatnot, so that's pretty cool, but definitely not my favorite. If this thing was on the vendor, I probably would never buy it, so with it being just a nice bonus reward that you get for free, I guess I can't really hate it, to be honest. Now, I did take a look at all the different activities that are available that you can do to complete your monthly reward, and I did break it up into easy category, weekly activity stuff, mostly focusing on you trying to get your monthly reward done basically in a day if that's what you want to do. For some of the easier activities that will get you a decent bit of points, 15 pet battles outside of Stormwind or Augerbar is super ridiculously quick. If you got a level 20 pet, you can just one-shot all pets around you. Kasaka World Boss is also another really easy one. Raid bosses, if you're somebody who does a lot of Transmog runs, that'll be your excuse to do some raid runs for Mogs from previous expansions. Completing delves, world quests, as well as a variety of different activities in Undermine. Majority of those are also going to award you points. So if you're still trying to get some of the mounts from Undermine, or maybe you're going for reputation from Undermine, doing those, you'll be able to get a decent bit of points. As for the good weekly activities that you can do while getting your weeklies out of the way, 5 M+ dungeons together with 25 dungeon bosses. If you make that dungeon Theater of Pain 5 times in a row, you get both of those knocked out. Those of you that are more PvP inclined, 5 battlegrounds together with 7,500 honor will pair really well together. But if you're someone who's not rushing, all the events from the Darkmoon, the Noble Garden, and even some of the time walkings this week, all are going to give you plenty of points. So if you're someone who's not looking to rush through it immediately within the first week or within the first day, you can always just wait until the events are up, and that'll give you plenty of points along the way. But with that, as always, I do want to thank all of you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys did enjoy this update. If you did enjoy it or found it informative, go ahead and give it a like. I would very much appreciate it. Join our Discord community, but also let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of this current selection of trading post items from this month? But also, what items would you like to see instead if you're not satisfied with this current catalog? So let me know those thoughts in the comments down below, and as always, I'll see all of you guys in our next one.